Another day, another Filipino story. Did you know that the Beatles got beat up in the Philippines? Back in 1966, the whole world was going through Beatlemania. John, Paul, George, and Ringo were very popular and had lots of hits at that time. The Beatles were on a world tour, and part of the tour included 2 concerts in the Philippines. The First Lady of the Philippines at that time was Imelda Marcos, and she invited the Beatles for lunch at the Malacañang Palace. 300 kids attended and were waiting for the Beatles' arrival at the Presidential Palace. The Beatles never intended to ignore the First Lady of the Philippines, Imelda Marcos. According to the Beatles, they did not attend because they were not aware of the invitation. The Philippines press reported that the Beatles intentionally snubbed the First Lady. The Beatles faced severe repercussions after the Manila Times newspaper published a front-page article accusing them of snubbing the First Lady and the 3 Marcos children. On this particular day, however, they awoke to tumultuous scenes as a result of the miscommunications. The Beatles' problems grew worse after that. Their hotel staff refused to provide them with any services. Thank goodness the Beatles' local driver assisted them in traveling to the airport. Tony Barrow, the group's press officer, and Vic Lewis, a NEMS employee, made a special trip ahead to the airport to check in. Even though it was specified in the contract that the promoters would cover the taxes, the Philippines government insisted that the Beatles pay them before departing. Brian Epstein agreed to file a bond to pay for the tax levy so the Beatles can leave the country, making their Philippine concert a financial loss. At Manila International Airport, management and staff had been instructed to give no assistance to the Beatles party. They had to carry heavy instrument cases and amplifiers because the escalators stopped working as they got close to them. As they passed through the airport, guns were pulled and shots were fired in the air. According to the Manila Times, Ringo was floored by an uppercut. John and George received kicks and shoves. Paul immediately ran for safety, protecting himself from harm. The Beatles manager, Brian Epstein, was kicked and knocked to the ground. The chauffeur for the Beatles sustained broken ribs. As they were getting ready to fly, 2 people in their party were asked to step out of the plane. They were concerned that they wouldn't be able to leave the country by plane. It turns out that before leaving, they must complete some immigration paperwork. Finally, they were able to fly out of the country. The Beatles vowed never to go back to the Philippines. The Beatles' experience in the Philippines has made them less enthusiastic about touring. And that, my friend, is the story of how the Beatles got beaten up. If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.